Halt! State your business. I don't know. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Autumn's Journey. Cloud VP here, that's me, and we have made it to the big city of something. Yeah, I hear that bustling of the... I don't know, the bells. I don't know, it's just my dog shaking in the background if you could hear that. But anyway, she's... whatever. So it took us a whole week to make it to this point. So we finally delivered that mysterious box to the capital, and we get to see what's in there. I still think it's something to do with the dragon feather, dragon something, but I don't know. We're gonna figure it out in this episode. Probably not. Yeah, we're probably not gonna figure it out in this episode, but we're gonna get further in this episode, and that is all that matters. So here we go. Guard. Halt. State your business. Cargo delivery for Merchant Ventures. I half expected some questioning, but the name seemed to carry enough weight that the guard simply nodded and ordered the gate to be raised. While that was happening, I approached the client, who gave me a small pouch of coins. As per our agreement. I grinned and accepted the payment, resisting the urge to check. Was it rude if you counted the money in front of your client? The heaviness seemed appropriate as my fingers gripped the bag. Thank you. I'm glad you arrived safely, and take care. As the carriage rolled away, I noticed that KERR and Mari were standing around gawking at the city walls. Well, shall we get going? They broke out of their trance. Mari's eyes shone radiantly, while KERR tried to hide his satisfaction. I think that's what it said, satisfaction. I don't know. I can't think of another word that starts with an S that it was. I can't go back, whatever. Anyway, please try to stay with me. No wandering off. I tucked the pouch into my belt and they quietly followed, soaking in the sights as we entered the city. At first, we strolled easily through the wide streets, which had many carts and carriages passing by. Eventually, the crowds thickened, forcing us to slow down. I could see the two dragons getting a few curious stares, but everyone seemed too busy with their own schedules to pay real attention. No, those were more than just passing glances. If it was more unusual, I'm sure people would have stopped and commented. It was then I spotted one person with ears similar to KERR's, so it was true that there were more dragon kind here. At the plaza, there was a large platform with carnival feats on display. A fire eater launched a flame, and the crowd awed and applauded accordingly. Wait, I don't know Heavenkind could breathe fire. What is this trickery? How does it work? Can anyone learn it? It's an illusion? It only appears like that because he extinguishes it at the right time. Come this way. As we zigzagged, Mari abruptly stopped, and I literally bumped into him. Mari? Acorn and sparkly eyes, like a kid at a candy store. He had found a glass-blowing shop with an open front, and one of the artists was molding a transparent blue bubble through a blow tube. Suspended all around the store were glass-blown ornaments. Below, rainbow vases, or vases, however you want to pronounce it, sparkled in the sunlight. Mari gasped in wonderment. That's phenomenal! How are they able to create something so beautiful? There's so many colors. He took a step forward, but I quickly pulled on his braid, then KERR's hair, because he was dawdling toward a pastry shop. We'll never get to Argent Valor Guild at this rate, come on. What I want to see, said poor Mari as he cried tears. They have apple tarts. We can check the glass shop later, and KERR, you'll get cavities if you keep eating those. Enough dilly-dallying. We have somewhere to go, and I want to get there now. I released them both after they promised that they wouldn't run off, and made sure they stayed close. Fortunately, the guild was located in a quieter part of town, between the church and public gardens. KERR looked quizzically up at the headquarters, which proudly displays an embossed sign. This doesn't look like an altar. Oh, that was KERR's voice. Well, whatever, he got a random voice. Sorry, this is just a small side trip, I promise. I clapped my hands together and gave a little bow, closing one eye. Something I really need to do first. I'd love to have you come with me, but they probably don't allow just anyone. So can you two please not wander off? I'll treat you to all the glass shops and apple tarts you want afterwards. Because that's what dragons want, glass and apple tarts. Well, they do like sparkly things, so I guess it works. Promise. Fine. I sighed, but was relieved that at least one of them was obedient. Besides, even if there are dragonkind here, you might attract too much attention. And I won't be there to protect you if something bad happens. Don't worry about us. We'll be over there. He pointed to the garden, which consisted of shady trees and benches scattered around pretty flower beds. Thank you. I fished out the letter and eagerly entered the building. Inside, everything seemed more normal than I had anticipated. It reminded me of the lobby of an inn or a shop. There was a large board with various scribbled reports pinned to the cork. A few knights with authentic-looking badges walked by, giving me only a passing glance. I approached who I assumed was the receptionist. Is this the Argent Valerie headquarters, right? Or this is correct, right, or whatever, I read that wrong. I have a letter advocating me for the title of knight. Do you simply join if you fulfill some requirements, or how does this work? First, what academy did you graduate from? I was homeschooled? She shook her head, and I started to get anxious. I pushed the letter onto the counter. At least read this. Lady Bayard. Lady Bayard? Yes, I'm her daughter. She personally trained me so I could officially join the Knights and serve under the Sun and Moon Council. She ripped open the letter and read it eagerly. Oh, it was a lady. It wasn't a man. Sorry, I'll give her another voice. Read it eagerly, like it was addressed to a fan from an admired celebrity. Her eyes darted down, and she looked up with a particular expression. Her credentials and titles are longer than... I know. You must have lots of potential if you're Bayard's daughter. Sadly, we no longer accept people who merely trained under one person. What? She flashed an apologetic smile. I'm so sorry, but rules are rules. As much as I admire your mother, new protocols have been recently implemented and they are to be followed. If you want, I could look for openings in the Oliver Knight Academy. Her voice droned on, but I could no longer register anything. I could only stand there, numbly and nod. All my training, for nothing? It can't be. And that's when Arlie shut down. The end. Thanks for watching. I'm just kidding. Arlie, are you okay? I was not sure what had happened, but I had somehow managed to make my way to one of the benches outside. I was curled up with my head nestled in my knees, not responding to any of Mari's pleas. So did it work out? KERR? What? I'm just asking if it worked out. Obviously not. Embarrassed and eyes teary, I glanced up to see what the other two were doing. Mari was hovering around me fretfully, like he was trying to figure out how to shoo a spider out from the kitchen. KERR, on the other hand, gave me a stern look that said he'd relegated me onto the status of dirt under his shoe. Got the word. I was stuck for a second. And I didn't care. It's over. All over. What does one do to reassure a heavenkind? I tilted over, letting my body rest against the bench. They usually take him or her out to the pub so they could drown in their sorrows. What's a pub? Is it a type of lake? I don't want to drown anyone. Or I don't want anyone to drown, sorry. My chest and shoulders shuddered from a half-hiccup sob and a laugh. Oh, those two. I sat up and wiped my eyes. I'm fine. I'll take a while to recover, that's all. As long as you could take me to the next altar, I'm good. I scowled and shot up, staring him in the eye. I wanted to become a knight so I could help you better. I still have no idea what those are, and I don't care. Don't care? You've already delayed us enough with your fiasco. And you're the one who kept telling us not to wander off. Hey, Brox for brains. A precious little girl's dreams just got shattered into a million pieces here. Excuse me if I don't feel like... guiding you to the next altar right now. Pff, this is pathetic. I bet I could find someone who would better be... more willing to... Quiet, both of you. There was a ferocious snarl at the end of Mari's sentence, and both of us immediately stopped arguing. I blinked blankly as I sat back down on the bench, surprised that Mari could express such ire if he desired. The flare vanished soon he was his usual calm self, but with a considerate yet stern edge to his voice. This obviously isn't getting us anywhere. Aurelie, I know that what this meant to you, but we also can't forge the original reason. Why did I say forge? We also can't forget the original reason for being here. We're not going to a forge. We ain't making no armor. That'd be cool, though. KERR, ease off. Wrong voice, whatever. Let's not fight, especially when we'll be working together to get your form back. He softened and leaned in, so he was on eye level with me. Aurelie, you can still help, knight or not. It's only a title, right? You've already done so much for us. You're like a knight already. For some reason, that caused me to smile, and I chuckled lightly at his attempt to cheer me up. Yeah, I can still help. I stood back up. You both could be cool sometimes, or you can be cool sometimes, Mari. Not KERR, because he's a jerk. And mature. And KERR, you're such a child. He pouted and folded his arms. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest one here. KERR and I exchanged surprised glances, since I had definitely pegged Mari as the baby of the group. Do we both feel like we could talk in an amicable manner again? I nodded, and after a moment's hesitation, KERR shrugged, but didn't fight back. Oh, I forgot the letter, although I don't see the point in going to get it back for now. Maybe I should have listened to the alternatives. It wasn't like I was completely getting rejected. It's my fault for relying too much on my mom's name anyway. At that moment, someone ran up to us, clutching the letter. He carried an air of formality, and I instantly recognized his uniform rank as captain of the guard. I gaped? Is gaped the correct way to read that? Whatever. But quickly regained my composure. Excuse me, but is this your letter? I merely nodded. Yes. How did you know? When I asked the receptionist about this, she said a young lady took it rather hard when she didn't get accepted. Although I could not see Mari and KERR's reaction, I had a feeling they were promptly agreeing with that remark. Did he witness the bench scene from earlier? Being reminded of my rejection was enough to get me on the verge of tears, but I nodded again and tried to regain some dignity. Yes, I'm sorry for not knowing about the new regulations, and... He shook his head. I was never a stickler for those changes. I find them too limiting. Why, back in my day... He trailed off and coughed. However, I just can't knight anyone. If you possess the same skill and potential as a student of the Oliver Knight Academy, I could possibly make an exception here. I felt my heart stop as I tried to prevent a paroxysm of squealing. However, even if you are Lady Bayard's daughter, I'm not going easy on you. You will still need to take a test, and I'm pressed for time. Would you prefer a test of sword skills or written exam? Sword, please. Please pick the sword. He glanced at me in bafflement, but smiled. Just like your mother. I worked under her for years. If she had known about the new guidelines, she'd probably be livid. He adjusted back to headquarters. Then, if you're ready... I glanced back at Mari and KERR, resisting the urge to jump. I'll be back soon. Please wait here. Right. Acorn. Well, that was a surreptitious event. I'm glad things worked out in the end. Are you kidding? Everyone's entering and exiting the building saw her embarrassing display. I can't read that word. I'm not surprised someone decided to see why there was a girl dissolving into the bench from all her tears. One-track mind, that girl. Like you're one to talk, KERR. Yeah, same as you, cough. Exactly. Just the same as you, KERR. Anyway. I hope she comes back soon, though. She did promise to take me to that glittering shop. What's a cavity, anyway? Acorn. By the way, Mari. Mari? That's what I said. Ah, yeah, right. About earlier. You fought rather competently. Competently? These words! That surprised me. Never thought my spells would come in handy that way. I'm glad it worked out. Why did you and Harley burst out laughing anyway? I admit it was a rather interesting scare tactic, but I don't think that was its intention. It was nothing. I'm curious. Nothing important. Inside jokes. You guys know inside jokes. They suck, though. Hey, you two. Did it work out? Oh, did it work out? I mustered a small smile and rubbed the back of my head. Yeah, maybe not as I'd like, but not all was lost. Basically, he was impressed, but he can't give me the rank without more proof. Go away. I'll be helping out at the Argent Valor Guild as a knight in training. I can do quests and little tasks, but I can't be included on any major orders. They said to complete it in the final year at their academy. I didn't exactly get that comment, as I had never been enrolled before, but I guess that meant I could consider myself close to graduating. Explaining the situation solidified some of my confidence, and now I was grinning. I even got a badge! Mari clapped while KERR's mouth tugged very slightly at a corner. So we can go to the next altar? Yes, KERR. However, it's getting late, so things will have to be postponed. But I still intend to keep my promise. I'll take you to the altar first thing in the morning, and then I'll show you the marketplace. I'm happy with that arrangement. That works. Oh, and I even got my own lodging, like a real knight. But I can't let unauthorized people in with me. I could find an inn for you both and... An inn? Where you can sleep indoors for a price. Ah, we'd pay them. No, we'll be fine outside, Kerr. I'd rather sleep outside anyway. Well, right. It's autumn now, but it's still pretty warm. However, please tell me if it's starting to get too cold to remain outside at night. Then I can arrange an inn. Not sure where you'll go currently. The gardens seem nice, so you can easily get some sleep there. Just don't get into trouble when I'm not around. Mari chuckled. Like a mother. Our cultures may be different, but we do have common sense. His gaze briefly flickered to Kerr, as if second-guessing himself. I'll be watching over him anyway. What's that supposed to mean? I went to the lodge with the others as directed, and was pointed to the second floor where I could be staying. It was essentially like an inn. Female knights temporarily staying in Oliver live here. While they remain here, they could do various tasks around the city for money or little rewards. Think of it as training for all the virtues a knight should represent, so they will be honorable and righteous both on the battlefield and while protecting civilians. And of course, you'll help me. You two will be able to learn everything about Heavenkind without it getting too boring. If I didn't become a knight in training, we'd probably just wander aimlessly around hoping for something to do, and I don't think Kerr's master would accept that as a meaningful experience. Makes sense? Is this really that important? Yes. Kerr opened his mouth to interject, but seemed to have thought better about it. Instead, he rubbed his temples and exhaled loudly. Try to include something more battle-oriented. I don't know if fighting over Heavenkind would count as an ideal experience. I'll see what I can do. For now, let's go to that altar tomorrow and see the marketplace as well. I'm exhausted. So much happened today. Of course. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks. Don't oversleep, Kerr. At least I won't be poked with a stick. As Mari headed back for the garden, Kerr took a step, then paused before glancing back. Is this one of your reluctantly admitting something confessions again? Shut up. It's not. Fine, it is. Oh, it's okay, Kerr. It shows I'm understanding you better. Is it about the fight? Acorn. Yes, I might have acted a little harshly with you when you were obviously feeling down. It's okay. I guess my reaction was a little immature. I'm surprised you didn't leave me there. Believe me, the thought crossed my mind, but Mari wouldn't have approved. Well, I'm sorry for snapping at you. We do seem to rile each other up. I'll try to be a better friend to you. Friend? Yeah. I mean, we've already been through so much together. I consider both you and Mari friends. My word seems to have startled him. Yeah, he's all blushy. He's so cute. Oh, his purple eyes are so pretty, guys. Oh, purple's my favorite color. Oh, because I like him too much. Anyway, word startling him and whatnot. He awkwardly mumbled a goodbye and departed. Guess that notion never occurred to him. Well, Arlie, you're a knight in training now. Time to start acting like one. Eee! Jumping up, I entered the lodge, eager for the next day and the adventures it would bring. Is this another chapter? How many chapters do we have? We keep seeming to getting more. Chapter 6, Knight in Training. Whoa! We're at the next altar. Alright, I guess I'll go a little bit longer on this one. Just a little bit. Now this is a real cave. Droplets of water echoed in the puddles as we walked carefully through the cavern. Kerr led the way happily. You sure? It looks like we're the last ones we were in. They look the same, damn it. Are you kidding? There's more tunnels, its sediments are mostly limestone, and the roof is higher. Leave it to an earth dragon to know his surroundings. I like underwater caves. They make great lairs. Mari seemed cheery as well. The numerous branching tunnels made me nervous, but my companions seemed unfazed by it all. I don't get it. It's like you know where you're going. Dragon intuition? Kerr groaned, and Mari shot me a penitent look. We actually came here earlier, thanks to Heavenkind's help. So much for that promise not to wander off. I know, but Kerr was determined, and I didn't want to let him out of my sight. However, Master Bedros wishes for him to be accompanied by a Heavenkind at each altar to prove he's not going straight from one to a cave to another. And not just by any kind, but the one that has been here with him the whole time. Wouldn't your word be good enough, Mari? You're overseeing the whole thing. He shifted nervously. No. It sounds like you have no influence here. Something like that. I arched an eyebrow dubiously, but before I could question further, Kerr announced we had arrived. There was a small carved statue of an earth dragon set on a block. Kerr gestured accusingly at it before turning to me. Feh, do they even try to make impressive ones? Think we would be pleased with this? Life-sized one would be more worthy. Go humbly but beg for his forgiveness. I gave him a gentle shove and stuck out my tongue. He glared, but his usual intensity had diminished somewhat. I was planning to remain where I was, but I saw Murray retreat to give Kerr some space. Not staying? No. I don't want to feel like I'm eavesdropping on a private conversation. I reflected back on the argument at the first altar. It doesn't seem that personal to me, and you can only hear Kerr speak. That did not convince Mari, and he merely kept walking back until he had vanished around the bend. Maybe Mari had a point, or maybe he's not supposed to be there. That's my guess. As I turned, hey, where are you going? To give you some privacy? Did you forget already? You have to stay. You're Heavenkind. Right. Sorry, forgot. I shifted my weight until I felt comfortable. I kept my arms behind my back as I watched Kerr kneel down, then closed his eyes to focus. Moments later, his ears perked up. Yes, she's here now, so picky. Yes, we left Berry and helped something called a carriage to get to Oliver. We were attacked, Heavenkind fists were pretty useful. I covered my mouth as I smirked at the comment. From there, Kerr chronicled the sights and sounds of the plaza. Heavenkind like to pretend to do things they actually can't do for the sake of people clapping. Then they're driven to perform odd things, like eating fire. Is that even edible? He also mentioned the presence of other dragonkind. He concluded his account, and after a few minutes he stood up. He placed one hand on his hip as he stared at the statue, deep in thought. When I was sure the conversation was over, I approached him and leaned in. Is that everything? Yeah. Did he say how many altars to visit afterwards? Thankfully, there's only a few left, and there's many around Oliver. So I leave it in your hands to get some interesting night quests. You can count on me! And I think I still owe you a visit to the marketplace. We can restock on some supplies. Well, that's loud. I wasn't expecting that. We rejoined Mari and returned to the bustling market of central Oliver. What I thought would only take a morning ended up straight to mid-afternoon, given how much we explored all the various shops and stalls. At the end, I was pretty much haggard. I slumped down on the bench between my companions, blankly gazing at the sky. Oh, this is getting where I'm going to end it, guys. It's like babysitting kids. Overgrown kids. Mari was happily catching a small glass-blown bubble. He held it up, and its transparent blue surface shimmered like waves in the sunlight. I still can't believe you bought me this. I've never had anything Heavenkind made before. How could I not? You were making that face. This one? His expression changed, assuming the epitome of sweetness and innocence that had crumbled my defenses before. Yes, that one. Maybe he wasn't so sweet and innocent if he was using that face to his advantage. Kerr was nonchalantly stuffing his own face with various desserts and pastries. I placed a hand over my forehead before sliding it down to my chin in aggravation. I said eat a few, not all of them. At least we found something he likes. I prefer if it was something that wouldn't give him a sugar rush. Kerr pursed his lips, but said nothing, since he was still preoccupied with chewing. Now that we were all settled, I stood up and stretched. Argent Valerie on my mind. I'm going to check the guild and see if there's any postings I can accept for tomorrow. Get something to do with fighting. I prefer if it was a more peaceful one. I'll see what I can do. I doubt I'll find one that'll please you both. I gave them a quick wave, intending not to take long as I headed for the guild. Inside the headquarters, I surveyed the giant board, hoping to find something that would catch my eye. Which one? Oh wow, I actually get a pick. Oh wow, there's a whole butt ton of missions. There's like battle tournament. I could get bragging rights if I win. I could get 75 coins if we go fishing, which probably would be good for Mari. The battle tournament was probably would go with KERR. Aventural feathers, you get 150 coins. Oh, that's ballet, that's Mari. Save my chickens! My chickens have been disappearing, Lacey, that's KERR. Intense rescue mission, I need to find this important person now. You get 10 coins. Gather 5 nightshades, that's Mari, that was KERR. Honey glazed apple tarts, I need 10 jars of honey from red bees hives for a new recipe I've been developing. Reward free samples. Holy crap, do I get to pick any of them? I don't know. Honestly, I think I'll probably pick the intense rescue mission, but I'm not really sure right now. I might do that one, or I like chickens, so I might save the chickens. I don't know. But I think I'm going to end it here, guys. This seems a good spot. I'm going to think about what I want to pick for the next episode, and I'll just pick it up right here, and we'll see whatever quest I pick. If you guys have any quests you want me to pick below, you know, go ahead, or pick here, go ahead and comment below. I'll see what you guys say, if you guys say anything at all. If not, I'm just going to pick whatever the freak I want, because I don't know. I'm playing the game, I guess. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you all at the next one. So until then, bye, everyone!